Hi everyone, welcome to our Week 11 NCAA football picks. We already put up a video for the Tuesday and Thursday Maction games. I'm doing off to a good start in those. Let's now move to the top 25, starting on Thursday, where we've got a doubleheader of top 10 ranked teams. The 10th ranked Oklahoma Sooners traveled to Waco to take on the 6th ranked and undefeated Baylor Bears, who are 15-point favorites. I'm going to take the Bears, lay the points. I just don't have faith in Oklahoma quarterback Blake Bell to put up the high scoring numbers that Baylor quarterback Bryce Petty and running back Lakey Seastruck are going to put up. And I don't have much faith in the Oklahoma defense to keep this one a low scoring affair. I think this one is very high scoring, just like the one a few years ago in the season finale where RG3 pretty much won the Heisman with his performance. I think this is a big a game that could really jump Baylor into the top 5 and maybe even surpass Ohio State in the polls. And then now we go to our next one, a game to decide really the Pac-12. The number 3 Oregon Ducks travel up to Palo Alto to take on the number 5 ranked Cardinal. Stanford's only loss of the year came to Utah in Utah. They're 10-point dogs, and I say take the points. This has been one of Oregon's toughest places to play since they became a national power, and really was this place where Chip Kelly struggled. I believe it was twice that Oregon teams in the national title hunt went up to Palo Alto and lost to the Cardinal. Now let's move to Friday, where it's an AAC battle. Number 20 Louisville Cardinals and quarterback Teddy Bridgewater are 4 touchdown favorites against the Yukon Huskies, who are winless. I say take the Cardinal. Yes, 28 is a high number to pay, but Yukon has not looked good this season. And we move into Saturday, where famous Jameis leads the second-ranked Seminoles into Wake Forest, where they are 5 touchdown favorites. I say lay the points. Florida State's been fast and furious with the points, and no one's been able to stop them, so lay the points. Going into our next game, Big 12, Kansas State going to Lubbock, Texas, take on the Red Raiders, who dropped in the polls to 25th after lost to Oklahoma State. In Oklahoma, they're 2.5-point favorites. I say lay the points. I think they're the better team. I think they just had a couple bad weeks, and really the game against Oklahoma State should have been much closer. The Red Raiders got off to an awful start. Now to the SEC for 3 straight, starting with the Auburn Tigers, who are 9.5-point favorites for the 9th ranked team, going to Tennessee, who the Vols are a much better team at home, but I just can't bet on them again. I'm going with the Tigers. Number 8, Missouri. Now, they also are the road favorites, favored by 14.5 points, going to Kentucky to take on the coaching Stoops brother. And I say take Missouri. I just don't see anything in Kentucky. They covered versus Louisville. That's one of the better teams they faced at home, but I don't see how they can keep up with that Missouri offense. Missouri defense has been very good. Going into our last SEC game for these early slate of games, it's Mississippi State taking on the Texas A&M Aggies in College Station. And like I said a couple of weeks ago, the Aggies defense can't stop anyone. I am not going to bet on them. So I'm taking the plus 19.5 points, taking the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Going now, BYU going to number 24, Wisconsin up in Madison, where the Badgers 7-point favorites. I say Melvin Gordon has a huge game, and Gary Anderson's Badgers win one. Going now back to the Big 12, the Kansas Jayhawks, who I will always remind people, Charlie Weiss said to all people in the offseason, come here because what we have on the field sucks. I'm paraphrasing a bit, but you get the idea. They travel to Stillwater, Oklahoma, to take on the Oklahoma State Cowboys, who are the 14th ranked team, coming off a big 18-point win over Texas Tech was it in Lubbock? I can't remember, but either way, big win. They are 31-point favorites. I say lay the points. Next game, we're going to move to the Pac-12, where Arizona State going on the road to Utah, which is a very tough place to play this season. The Arizona State Sun Devils are 7-point favorites. The Arizona Wildcats are coming up later in the video, but we're talking about Arizona State, who 2 losses this year. One was to Stanford, the other to Notre Dame in the Notre Dame Classic at Cowboy Stadium. I really like this team. I think they got a good offense. The defense is questionable at times, but I think Arizona State -7. Going now to a little Conference USA, or is this now the AAC? I can't keep track of college football conferences, but it would have been an old Conference USA game. Houston +10.5 going to 21st ranked UCF, University of Central Florida Knights, led by Storm Johnson. Both teams one-loss teams. Both teams losses by under 3 points. I say take Houston +10.5. Going to the ACC, where Virginia Tech looking to bounce back after a bad loss to Boston College, a game they really should have won but collapsed in the fourth quarter. Going to Miami, who were blown out by the Florida State Seminoles. I say take Miami, lay the touchdown. Going now to the big SEC West battle, the Louisiana State Tigers take on the Alabama Crimson Tide, the number one ranked team in the nation, the undefeated Tide, 13-point favorites. I say lay the points. LSU has been impressive in only a couple games this year. I think Alabama, until they give reason, bet on them. Now, we got the number 23 Notre Dame Fighting Irish, 4-point favorites over Pitt in Pittsburgh. I haven't seen much reason to bet on Pitt, so I'm going to continue to bet Notre Dame. They hold a couple impressive wins this year over the likes of Michigan State and Arizona State, so I say bet on them. Number 19 UCLA travels to Arizona. Yes, I told you the Wildcats are coming up. They're the 1-point home dog, but I am betting on UCLA. I really like Jim Mora Jr.'s squad. I think that they suffered a couple hiccups back-to-back weeks against Stanford and Oregon, but I think this is where they bounce back with another win. And finally, to wrap out the week again, is the number 16 Fresno State Bulldogs, who are 9.5-point favorites over Wyoming. I say take the Bulldogs. I don't see any reason to bet on the Wyoming Cowboys. Really, the Fresno State Bulldogs should be a Pac-12 football team, and that's all it comes down to. So those are my picks for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and hopefully you make some money. Hope you have a great weekend.